We have certain threats that need to be tackled over here in the middle of the map. There's Rialdo alongside Raffmond, but the armies are paltry. Pathetic. But then again, I am playing on easy, so this is what I get. This is what I deserve. Not much of a challenge. Here I have my primary hero with a reasonably bulky army. Lord Alberon has just taken over these two castles, and he has neatly nestled himself over the... What level of wisdom do you have at your disposal? Advanced wisdom. Well then. I've just cast View Towns as well, so there's that. I also have the requisite resources to get the 4th level of the Mage Guild. Here you go, your majesty. Learn the spells over there. Holy Shout and Mass Shield. Not like that's gonna help a great deal, but there it is anyway. Oh, and there are a couple of units for me to recruit, should I desire them. Do I desire them? Do I want to replace my paltry force of 14 rangers? I might possibly desire them. Once again, that is a tier 2 unit, and I could instead have 4 Cyclopses from over here and 4 more Cyclopses from over there for a whopping total of 8 Cyclopses instead of the rangers. Granted, archery is going to be basically rendered obsolete. However, I'll have another tier 6 unit at my disposal. And I do have the crystals to get this done. Other places where I need to spend crystals in order to either upgrade the cathedral... Well, not upgrade, to just get the cathedral, because I don't want the upgrades to the cathedral. Possibly, I think I would be willing to trade for that. I think ultimately the way to go is to just get these stupid Cyclopses and get the ball rolling, because I have places to be. Now, hypothetically, I could just go through the lifts, find out what's on the other side, and assault whatever's out there. But I believe it's more of a priority to head into the middle of the map and squash this silly little uprising. Well, that's a way of phrasing it, I guess. Retake the castles that used to belong to the sorcerers. Deal with this situation. The threat from orange and green. And then squash orange and green. As I have seen when casting the spell, there are a couple of castles over here, but most of the threat is located to the northeast, where I will eventually go. There are plenty of necromancers' castles, so it's little wonder that ultimately, in playthroughs on any higher level of difficulty, we would see Draconia obtain an enormous, hulking, horrifying army of Dracoliches that would then just descend upon us like a plague of locusts. Overgrown locusts, might I add. And then would crush us. But then again, how do you prevent that? I guess one possible way is if there are tents over there blocking access. And if in the original campaign the idea is that the AI is just too stupid to use tents, they'll not be able to figure out, or at the very least will not be able to easily and quickly figure out how to access these tents and how to unlock access, thereby being slowed down to a crawl and just having individual castles, or maybe sets of 2 castles, getting bone dragons, but not having all, however many that was, 5 or 6 of them, pump out tier 6 units for Draconia to use to then crush any and all resistance everywhere. After all, how exactly am I supposed to deal with that if I were to play on a higher difficulty level? I don't have that many castles at the start. I don't. So I can't exactly match her output. And I can't just wait until I build my forces up, because the AI, being smart, builds its forces up. And has more forces because it starts out with more castles, more resources. So it's going to crash me no matter what. Anyway, I'm sending my king over here to pick up the additional Cyclopses. As far as this guy is concerned, he's Lord Kork, as I like to put it. He's over here blocking access. That's all he's doing. That's what he's doing. Alamar over here has a silly little force, but he's mostly there to pick up resources. What about you, Sarakin? Sarakin is over here picking up reinforcements from this castle, which are ample, surprisingly ample. I guess I should give up on the archers, if I am to replace them neatly and post-haste with Cyclopses. So let's take these guys. The ultimate cloak of protection. Is it actually on this map? Anyway, let's take these guys, teleport over there to... Oh, I just remember the name. It's, Coraxton. Wouldn't have remembered. Ah, yes, I don't have the cavalry over here. The cavalry is not here. Though I could try to get it. I could trade for lumber, and then we could cavalry. It will then be here. Right, fine. Let's go through the teleporter. Then initiate trade, get the wood, get the cavalry from here, get the units from Coraxton, head over south to the Citadel, and get the upgrades. Now this guy can't pick up units because there are no units left to pick up. He is instead going to visit windmills, water wheels and such. Meanwhile, Gallivant is going to deliver reinforcements to the king. That's about it. Is there anything else I can get? Do I even want to bother checking? Always with the busy work. Well, yeah, hypothetically I could grow these little places to castles, though I do not look forward to that. And I can also get upgraded dwellings in the sorceress's castles. Am I going to make use of them at any point? I don't think I am. Might as well get the ball rolling, I guess. Whatever. What do we have here? Forces to the east must head southeast. Alright, let's take the king. Have him retrieve the mighty Cyclopses, add them to his forces, and then head on southeast immediately. Post haste. We have nary a moment to spare, yada yada yada. And let's not send Gallivant through the portal. If I were to do that and he were to get attacked, I would lose the game immediately, because he will not have the forces. Let's pass over the artifacts. He does not have the forces, and if he dies, he dies. It's all over. All summoning spells, he doesn't have summoning spells, so let's ignore that. More luck, he doesn't really have luck. Protection from blindness, I don't know. He doesn't need the bow. He's got no ranged units whatsoever, so let's get rid of the bows. And then, yeah, whatever. More spell power, the teleport spell. Guess I'll have to do. I guess that is enough. So what do we do? Do we send Gallivant all the way south? I guess we do. What about the other guys? This guy is over here caulking. This guy is supposed to trade all for wood. Let's head over here, get the jousting arena, and recruit what we can. First of all, the paladins over here, cavalry, swordsmen, and then the pikemen. We are ignoring the archers because we have replaced them neatly with cyclopses. Now that he's got that, has he been here? No, he has not. That is surprising, but fair enough. He's gonna go there, and he's going to go to the citadel. He's going to upgrade the units, so on and so forth. Plenty of places to visit. We will try to visit as many of them as we possibly can. What about this guy? He's caulking. Ah, yes, excellent. Smashing. Nothing over here. What about this place? Oh, not much over there. Can't upgrade this. I do not have the lumber. Typical. How about the Crystal Garden? I could hypothetically... Stonehenge requires the Mage Guild, which requires lumber... Whatever. I do have enough lumber. Might as well get that. Oh, nothing here. Nothing there. We are done. And then next turn. Yeah, I know. Whatever. There are forces over here. Amassing. Well, they should not be amassing, but what am I supposed to do with that? What am I exactly supposed to do about that? There's nothing I can do. Move Gallivant out of the way, please. Here we go. There's Rathmont. Anything else I need to worry about? Any heroes over here in the region? No, it doesn't appear to be the case. Zam is over there with a pack of bone dragons. There's Rialdo over here and Rathmont over there. So far, so good, I would say. could have certainly been doing was, alright, we are heading southeast, dealing with Rathmont, keeping this place safe purely by the virtue of holding it, without doing much of anything else. Now, I do not feel sufficiently safe just waltzing around with Gallivant, but then again, what am I supposed to do? I can reveal territory, and in the end, as a long-term consideration, this is going to make me safer. So let's try and do that. This guy's getting the reinforcements, this guy's getting the resources, and that is about it. Bada bing, bada boom. Is there anything else I can do? Can't grow this because I don't have the resources. I can get a Stonehenge, and I will. Spending the all you know, I guess, hypothetically stone, even though it's technically all. Right, let's take the king, and let's slay Rialdo. Next up, Rathmont. I could have recruited units over here, I guess, to keep this place safe. Whatever. Does not matter in the end. I've crossed the threshold. Now it's the mop-up phase as far as I can tell. Although I understand that Draconia might pose a reasonable threat. Although with 15 points of defense, what on earth can pose a threat? This guy's got 3 points of attack, 2 points of defense. So at the very least, as far as this particular guy is concerned, he is not much of a threat. Let's cast a teleportation spell, 9 mana. Take these guys and teleport them next to the liches. Hiya. Oh, and they're gonna get blocked. That's good. It really is nice to have 8 of these guys, isn't it? I guess it's not that many. I agree, but at the same time, it's significantly better than having just a handful of rangers. The benefits are immense. Look at them go. No losses sustained, and of course we take this castle. Glorious. We can upgrade the Stonehenge, but we don't want to, do we? Do we want to upgrade the Stonehenge? I don't want to upgrade the Stonehenge. I don't have enough lumber to get the fenced meadow. Alas, alas, alas. Right, next up, Rathmont. Have they flagged anything they ought not to have flagged? Is anything in green? I can't see. There's this in orange, so there's that as a little concern. But a particularly minor one, it doesn't matter. This juncture I really needn't care about, well, much of anything. I'm presumably going to be safe no matter what. But hey, might as well go through the motions. After all, that's what this game is all about. Going through those motions. Find some resources over here, head on over there. He's called king. Anything I can get? No, whatever. Next turn. Sending Gallivant over there. There's Rathmont sitting pretty, and then there's Atlas with a false, I guess, with a pack, an actual pack of Cyclopses. And the pack is going to be between 10 and 19 from what I can recall. But then again, my false is significantly stronger, is it not? Could have teleported something somewhere, but whatever. Well, I guess I've just lost a single Cyclops. That's nice. But then again, that's to be expected. It's not like I'm going to have no losses no matter the forces I face. These losses are minuscule, all things considered. This hasn't been upgraded because, once again, I do not have the lumber. Even though I presume I have the lumber mill flagged, don't I? Do I? Where is it? Oh, it's right here. And it has been flagged green indeed. Should have reflagged it. Well, I could hypothetically take Gallivant over there and having flagged the sawmill. Oh, there's another sawmill over here. Well, yeah, I should get on top of that. Absolutely ought to. Right, and with these units upgraded, I might as well send Sarkin on his way to deliver reinforcements, while this guy just gathers resources. Is that about it? I think that's about it. I don't think there's much else I can do. And if there is, I guess I don't particularly care. Right, caravan, head on south, get what you can get. The king will slay Atlas over there, and here's Vatauna with a paltry falls. So uncivilized, the forces of barbarians. 16 of them. 16 Cyclopses. But then again, thankfully, I do have 19 Crusaders, so I can cope with that. Now the question is whether or not I should actually teleport my units to the other side of the board, just to stay safe. It's a tiny expenditure of mana, so I might as well. Might take a bit of damage depending on the stats. 7 points of attack, 3 points of defense, so not insignificant. Losses will be sustained to some extent, but that's acceptable. How far can the Cyclopses move? Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's move about 4 hexes, see where that takes us. Ha ha! High morale. Slice and dice then. Slice. And slice down to 2. Now I get it. I've lost some of these guys. It is unfortunate. But all the same, I will receive my reinforcements soon enough. And ultimately, what matters is the pace at which I am losing units and the pace at which my opponents are losing units. Look at those walls crumble. Slay the orcs. No more range damage sustained by us. Not the most graceful way of phrasing things, but whatever. Stab the dwarves. Of course it's not gonna kill all of them quite yet. The dwarves, the resilient buggers. Come on. Dispassion. There we go. Losses were sustained. Whatever, we got the pendant of free will, and that's about it. Navigation on advanced, all wisdom on expert, wisdom on expert. Please, do we have any spells to learn over here? Not really. Nope. Fine, let's flag this and then deal with Vatauna. We could hypothetically get more gold every single passing turn if we are willing to face a pack of titans. Are we willing to face a pack of titans? I'm not. And if you're willing to face a pack of titans, Godspeed. It's not impossible, it's certainly feasible. I just am not looking forward to sustaining those losses. Oh look, Vatauna has decided to flee, at least to some extent. Wisely done. But of course it's not going to be safe for her, because I can just pursue. And if I wanted to receive reinforcements post-haste, I could hypothetically uncork this passage, go over the receive reinforcements, and then come back. Having a little shortcut set out for myself. It's kind of sad that you can't just conveniently open and close these portals, as long as they're, I don't know, under your control by some token. You could hypothetically implement the game so that you flag the portals, and then if you have it flagged on both sides, which presumably you would, if you flag it on any side, then you can control whether it's open or closed. And if it's closed, well, if you are in control of the portal, you can open it back up, but if you're not, then you have to capture the other end, at which point, and exclusively you could possibly unblock it. I guess it would be clunky and it would come with its own set of disadvantages, but whatever. Whatever. It's just an off-the-cuff concept that I have developed literally on the fly. Well, maybe not literally on the fly, but on the fly nonetheless. Anything to get here? No. Not really. Not getting the 5th level of the Mage Guild over here. It's kind of pointless. Fenced Meadow, can't because I don't have enough lumber. Not enough lumber for this. Need to capture the lumber mills. I should have done that a while back. Speaking of back, there's Zam over here trying to take the castles I have so painstakingly tried to conquer. So what am I supposed to do? Just send the king all the way back? Well, I could, but I think if I were to send him anywhere, I would send him north to take care of the castles in this region, and then send him west to recapture. Not anytime sooner. And as far as Zam is concerned, he's got a pack of bone dragons. He's going to chew through whatever I put in his way. But I'll be damned if I just let him take these forces that are in that castle and use them to bolster his. So first of all, we need to dispatch Vatauna. No question about that. Just 3 Cyclopses, so this is not a particularly intimidating force we're dealing with. And her stats are also pathetic as far as I can tell. Just on the basis of damage I'm dealing. 0 attack and 0 defense, please. Stab the dwarves! Stab the dwarves! And she flees. Unsurprisingly enough, alright, we are sending the king all the way north. Sarakin is going to have more and more of a problem trying to catch up to the king to deliver reinforcements. But then again, what exactly am I supposed to do? This guy's got enough... Actually, this guy's got a force that should have been transformed into reinforcements. What am I doing? Going the wrong way. Whatever. Whatever. I wanted to explore. I wanted to get some resources. Well, I am. Oh, look! The tent! Finally! That's presumably the brown tent. It will unlock this path and will allow me access to the gold mine. Ah, it is a veritable gold mine. It is. Anyway, as I was saying, I do need to recruit reinforcements over here, so he won't have as easy of a time getting this. Let's recruit everything. Everything has been recruited as much as it could have been recruited. No goblins were recruited because there were not enough slots. Recruit everything. Everything you can, I guess. And I'm out of gold, but hey, I've recruited stuff. So, yay. We gotta find out where this leads. Presumably, it's much easier to just teleport via that than it is to desperately try and hunt down every single one of these guys manually. Here's Karlon with a few bone dragons. Bone dragons have been, in general, just dished out to enemy heroes like candy. They seem to have much too easy of a time just getting their hands on them. Which leads me to a couple of suspicions, I guess. Chiefly among them, if both factions seem to have access to them, then maybe the worst case scenario is that you have one faction get its hands on all the bone dragons, and then you have a rough time coping with the accumulation of them. Oh look, some lumber has been discovered. However, if you have both of the factions get their hands on bone dragons, then these forces being spread out across both factions, they're not as much of a threat. What am I supposed to do? Recruit a hero over here? A necromancer or a sorceress? Let's get a sorceress, I guess. Fine, it's better than not having anyone in the castle, I guess. She's got a spell book, she might as well learn some spells, and she will be here defending this castle to the very end. Now granted, Zam has a reasonably impressive force. So he will presumably overpower this. But not without losses. Not without losses indeed. Oh, he's going for the other castle that doesn't have as many troops and doesn't have a hero recruited. Well then. How about if I were to recruit more forces over here? I presume that would not please you. Can't afford a hero. Well... Now, you say that, but... Okay, fine, I'm almost there. Just a bit more. Let's recruit Myra. Teach her these spells. And give her all of these forces. How about now? I think she'll do fine. Alright, gotta flag this, gotta send the king to the north. Oh look, a castle. That belongs to Astra. She's got several bone dragons. Several, you say? Well then. This indeed shall be mine. And presumably her stats are rather unimpressive. 1 point of attack, 0 points of defense. Please, come on. What is this nonsense? teleport these guys all the way over there. Let's not bother with the bone dragons. Let's go straight for the power liches. 9 left. Onwards to glory. Ah, my poor crusaders. The bone dragons attack the crusaders. There are 16 of them left. Not that many. It is a tier 5 unit. Fine, just deal with the liches, please. Two left. Slice through the mummies. They get lucky, so in a single slice they should dispatch all of them, yes. Walk into the moat. Fine, into the moat you go. Why can't you attack them? You have to take a turn getting into the moat, and then and only then can you attack them. Ugh, this is slowing them down so significantly. Down go the power liches. Slice and dice. One slice and a second slice. And the bone dragons have perished. The few that were there to begin with. Of course, the enemy cannot flee because we're assaulting a castle. And with these minor losses, we have taken over what is called Westfolk. Delightful. We can learn the blind spell or whatever. Doesn't matter, we are heading west. That is indeed what matters. Are there any additional castles in the region? I don't know, I can't remember, but I can refresh my memory. View towns. And the answer is a resounding no. Now, there are castles to the east. There certainly are. 1, 2, 3. There are castles over here. 1, 2, 3. And there's one over here in the very southeastern corner. But no, there are no castles between this point and those ones I have captured a while back. None whatsoever. So, as long as I head east, I presumably shouldn't encounter any more opposition. I'll be able to get rid of that guy, and then we're heading east. Always on to the east. Ah yes, you know, I presumably should send these reinforcements through here, through the west. Otherwise, it's just gonna be plain silly. He's just blocking. This guy is surprisingly disinterested as far as attacking castles with defenses is concerned. Fancy that. Well then, let's end the turn, see what happens. Oh! He's not gonna attack them at all, because he's too much of a wimp. You put defenses on the castle and he figures, well, I'm not going for that. It's too much effort, too much of a risk. What an absolute wimp. Oh no, by the time he gets northwest, the king's gonna be northeast. The king's just moving at too high of a pace. He's an unstoppable force, I tell ya. He's just too fast. Right, and meanwhile, no one is actually collecting reinforcements because I've spread the heroes out all across the map. How lovely. Anything I want to get? Because suddenly I got a huge surge in terms of lumber, so might as well upgrade this Blackburn into a proper castle. And now I'm low on lumber yet again. Oh look, green is heading... Right, he's heading over there, and meanwhile we have Castor over here with several bone dragons on his way to retake Westfolk. My job is never done. Oh yeah, and once I get over here, well, I presumably should receive reinforcements in terms of Cyclopses. That's the least I can do if I arrive over here. If I arrive over here, I will arrive over here. Get the Cyclopses. Oh, goodness. Yeah, send the heroes through here to deliver reinforcements, otherwise he'll never get them. And then retake Westfolk at worst. And further down the line, just head west, possibly just deal with Draconia. I don't even remember what the objective is over here. Not that it matters necessarily. teleport these guys to block off the power liches. I get the impression that these forces are becoming more and more imposing with every passing moment. I presumably should receive those stupid reinforcements. Oh no, not Berserk! My Cyclopses, my Clopses! Ugh, damn it! 5 Cyclopses down the drain. Berserk is indeed a powerful whoa! Yeah, and just like that, all of my champions have been dispatched. Fancy that! Oh, come on, dwarves! This is getting serious. Thankfully, I have all these other units, so I'm not completely defenseless, but still, this is worrying. A bit concerning. There we go. Now, please deliver the Cyclopses to me. Are there any additional Cyclopses that can be recruited? No, because it's day 5. How lovely, how divine. Well then. I guess these Cyclopses will do. Fine, let's position the king for the next turn to receive the reinforcements and Sarkin from here to deliver them. Meanwhile, Gallivant, fine, he can visit this, but then he should head on south and try to retrieve further reinforcements. Here's Tundara. What can you get in Tundara? Not much, because I don't have the Lumber Classic. I'm beginning to understand the distinct advantages of actually appointing administrators, so you auto-build all the buildings. Can't do it in this game, but you can in quite a few 4Xs, and it makes perfect logical sense to do so under certain circumstances. Like when you don't necessarily want to worry about... Alright. Obviously I have to get defenses over here, as much as I can anyway. There isn't even much I can recruit over here, but that means that there isn't much my enemies can get their hands on. Oh, that's quaint. I'm not even gonna waste my gold on getting a hero. Well, this is highly unfortunate. Let's lower the skeleton count, I guess. It's the best I can possibly hope for under the circumstances. Because, of course, compared to this is a mighty force, but all in all, once the king gets here, he's going to be able to deal with this reasonably easily. Let's just send everyone on the way. Here's the king. Send him east to take care of Westfolk. And then go after the Castor. No, damn it! I forgot about... of course I forgot about the Cyclopses. Of course I did. Well, then he can get them further down the line, I guess. Order of operations. Gotta keep that in mind. Otherwise, this is what happens. Oh, and speaking of the lifts, I might as well just go through them to see where they lead. That's the simplest way to go about this, and that is the most practical way to go about this. What do I need for the cottage? I need the tavern. To get the tavern, I need some lumber, but I do have the lumber, so let's get the tavern. What's wrong with this? Right, can you actually get to the king? You can't get to the king, not by a long shot. Can't get to Castor anyway. Fine, might as well receive those stupid reinforcements here. Have some of those absolutely positively silly Cyclopses. As far as the lifts are concerned, where do they lead? Right there. Northeast. Meanwhile, here are the reinforcements from Sarakin. Yeah, that'll do. Oh, right, of course, new buildings. Let's get the cottage over here. Anything else? Can't get defense meadow, not enough lumber. Typical. Fine, I might as well upgrade the archery range, whatever. Wake up the aardvark. How glorious. Can Sarakin actually deliver the reinforcements? Yes, he can. He sure can. He's got the economic artifacts though, so I would prefer not to lose him. But look at that! Look at that paladin count. Brings a tear to my eye. Let's get rid of Castle. He can't run away because he is inside a castle. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. 30 paladins versus 7 bone dragons. He's not gonna have a good time. Let's teleport the paladins right next to these guys. So they can't just shoot willy-nilly at my troops. Retaliation slays them. And now it's their turn, so they can slay all of the bone dragons in a single slice. How divine. Now would be about the time to run away. If only he was not in a castle. But alas, he's not getting away. No running away from me, not under the circumstances. Done! And the castle has been taken over. What do we have here? A bit of gold. Might as well explore this region. There's a gold mine over here. Gotta keep that in mind. I presumably should just unlock this and flag the gold mine myself. Well, nothing stopping me. Except for the lack of movement points. She can't do much of anything because she just... What? She doesn't have the troops? She could hypothetically get them. I don't know, the will of the heavens is not there. Upgrade the Stonehenge, why not? As far as this place is concerned, can't get the Stonehenge because I lack the Mage Guild. Fine, get the Mage Guild then. And increasingly you get the impression that all of this is just a minor concern. Nothing constitutes a meaningful threat anymore, and I can just plow my way through to victory. Just go through the motions and win. Head north. Deal with Zam and whoever else is in the way. The usual. What am I supposed to do? Explore a bit? She doesn't have the falls. Yeesh. Alright, national buildings. It's not like I care about these, but whatever. Potentially get upgraded dwarves, get a Stonehenge over here, and bada bing bada boom, we're done. Next turn. Oh, look, trying to sneak by the king, huh? Well. Well. You're not going to. Gotta use the teleport spell on the paladins, teleport them right next to... Oh, I don't know, the power liches, even though there's a single one, so I guess right next to the power lich. Can you actually say these guys in a single attack? No, you cannot, but it goes down to a single guy. So that's an improvement. Can I actually dispel this guy? No, because I've already cast a spell. Oh, this is going to end very, very poorly again. Oh, no! Oh, my Cyclopses! 5 lost. Berserk is such a powerful spell. Oh, look, the castle is right there. Ripe for the taking. The castle of Antioch. Teleport these guys right over there. Get the holes stuck in the moat. Slice. Slice times 2. Oh, more? Well then. Slice. At the very least, this guy is not going to cast Berserk, is he? Slay the sprites. And the centaurs! Down they go, no losses sustained, and the castle of Antioch is mine. Of course it is. Lightning bolt spell, I don't particularly care about the spells available over here. Should I don't know, build the storm? Build the storm! Can upgrade the mansion. We can upgrade vampire laws. Not that I care. Not that any of this matters. All of the bone dragons have been recruited. Why wouldn't they have been? View towns. I see. So, presumably the central castle is over there, right to the east. Can I just go for the jugular? Is that possible? Eliminate all other forces. All other forces. So, presumably that won't solve the issue. But I might as well go for the jugular. If for no other reason, then just to be able to get that castle under my control, possibly recruit its forces, but mostly to deny access to those forces for my enemies. Yeah, it is at this stage that I could possibly, conceivably consider trying to amass forces on a secondary hero, but at this stage it's a done deal, isn't it? It's kind of too late. There's no point, is there? I presumably should, I know, trade for lumber. Though I do have those sawmills flagged. So it's not that much of a concern. I guess nothing is at this stage, as I have already concluded this is the mop-up phase, so none of this really matters anymore. There we go, he's the king, here's Eragon, he's got several bone dragons, they do not matter, the bone dragons do not matter, the critical mass has not been gathered by the enemies. And thus these bone dragons do not scare me. Slay! I'm still mortified of Berserk. And he doesn't have Berserk, he's a simple man, he's a barbarian. No Berserk for him. Oh, there's Jacqueline right over there. Well, might as well dispatch Jacqueline since I'm already here. And of course, recruiting heroes is not completely free. It does cost resources. 2,500 units of gold. Even if you have a gold miner, it's still pretty penny. So as much as these secondary heroes may be annoying, slaughtering them over and over is the way to go. All right. Onwards to glory. Collect reinforcements for the king, as if that's ever going to happen again. Keep on flagging those mines, as if I actually needed those silly resources. And fine, let's pretend that I do need those silly resources indeed, and I'm trying to do something with them. Not that I necessarily am, but let's pretend. Just as make-believe. Alright, next turn, what do we have? Movement to the southeast mostly. Mostly. Can we take this cloak? You've come upon a fight between a necromancer and a paladin. The necromancer blasts the paladin with a firebolt, bringing him to his knees. Acting quickly, you slay the evil one before the final blow. The grateful paladin gives you the fire cloak that saved him. Cute. The all mine. Well, you're going that Sarakin. He's going south to get the reinforcements. Fair enough. You're going over here to get reinforcements. That is also fair enough. At this stage, I might as well start amassing archers once again. Alright, that's a false and a half. Let's take these guys and combine it with other archers. Upgrade them and so on. The usual. Anything else? I don't, do we get a statue would be nice. I guess I should have gotten that a while back. Anything over here? Upgrade the archery range. Stonehenge. Look at that gold piling up. Inspiring. What do we have here? That's Jacqueline over here. I see. To the south of my monarch. Well then. No tier 6 units whatsoever. This is the level of desperation that has been reached by enemy forces. Oh, and my king has 18 spell points, so presumably I should just limit myself as far as spellcasting is concerned. Let's show a bit more restraint. Look at those tier 3 and 4 units. They are the real force behind these attacks. Oh, there we go. There's Spirit City with no defenders whatsoever. Really? The capital. With no one to guard it. Pathetic. Oh, right, of course. Yeah, you can do that. Well, never mind then. Not that I care. Am I to amass barbarian forces and then send them out? To what end, I ask? To what end? Let's not. It's just silly as a prospect. Head on here. Get reinforcements. Fine. End the turn. I could have gotten more thing. Yeah, whatever. Get here and bada bing, bada boom. Just recruit what you can. Oh no, here come the... Well, that's why I don't click that button. I got the peasants. Oh, and I can't combine these forces now, can I? Well, that's just annoying, isn't it? Fine, I'll leave these guys here, and I'll come back for them. Surely. One would hope. Eventually. Okay, the Zam over there. Still no defenders in Spirit City. Some bone dragons over here. Unrecruited. Costs a pretty penny to get these guys, but hey, I might as well get them. I kinda need them, don't I? Alright. Let's go over to Zam, try and slay him, and meanwhile I might as well get myself... Oh, a level 5 Necromancer? Why not? Who's stopping me? There he is, Rialdo. He used to serve on the enemy side, but the enemy apparently did not have enough gold to re-recruit him, and thus here he is, on my side. Necromancy will be completely pointless because there are no slots left for skeletons. But never mind that. Do I recruit forces over here to defend against an enemy incursion? Why not? Let's recruit a few. They won't be able to protect myself fully. But that is understandable at the very least. Anything of note over here in this mountain chain? Anything I can get over there? No, because I have 0 units of gold, so let's give up on that. Oh, the enemy has fled. Let's just switch to my king. Alright, your Royal Highness, let's head on south. And pursue the intruder. Slay Zam. He already sounds like a sound effect. I honestly am not sure how to follow that sentence up. And he has fled. View towns again? No. I'll find them. What about all those other troops then? Alright, here's Gallivant, he's heading south. Here's this guy, might as well, Sarakin, might as well hand him these upgraded archers, and he's also going to head south with them. This guy's getting unupgraded archers to begin with, is heading there to upgrade. What do we have here? Nothing! Alright, you explore the region. Explore all around. Nothing. Fenced meadow. I can get unicorns. Hooray. Marketplace? Why not? Anything else? A moat. Just going through the motions. As ever. Alright, sending the king south. Let's cast view towns. Yep, there's one right there. We're going east. It's right there. Ripe for the taking, defended by Jacqueline. What, is Draconia just gone? Or is she hiding someplace? What does it matter? Teleport these guys to block the power liches, as always. Please don't cast Berserk. That's not Berserk! That's all I want, for it to not be Berserk. Alright. Let's finish them off. 6 skeletons remain, that's it. They get stuck in the moat, the skeletons go down, no losses sustained, the castle of Chandler is mine. Wonderful, and this grants the Berserker spell that I hate oh so much. Let's take Alamar, plant him over here, recruit, well, basically everything. Upgrade these guys. Ooh, I can't afford to do that. That's a good sign. How about we take... how many more marketplaces can I get? Can't get this market... Yeah, because I don't have the wood. Whatever. Let's trade for gold. We have reached that stage. Upgrade these guys, because clearly I can afford it right now. And recruit the other guys. Oh, upgrade the archers, of course. Ha ha ha, can't afford that anymore either. Well then. Now I can. 39 more, almost, but not quite. There we go. Upgraded, acquired, and now I need to get the remaining upgrades and of course deliver these forces to the king if I can actually manage. Those forces are mighty, they're significantly more mighty than the ones that are on the king, but of course he's actually getting the job done. And meanwhile I'm just wasting time over here with admittedly a powerful force. That's just the way things are, isn't it? On one hand, you have all of these wonderful recruited forces. There's... Oh, no, sorry, hold on. I do have upgrades to get. On one hand, you have all these wonderful forces out there that you need to deliver. And these are the actual strong forces. And on the other hand, you have the reasonably puny force out there that is actually getting the job done. Yes, and of course the whole point of sending reinforcements is to make the two finally meet. Indeed. To take the mighty forces that are desperately needed on the front and to actually deliver them to the front. Instead of having the powerful guys be useless, and the useful guys be powerless. Alright, everything has been upgraded, collected, and so on. So let's head through here, and this is presumably where we will rendezvous with the king. Gotta plan ahead a decent bit. Well, maybe not a decent bit, but the tiniest of bits. Gotta think ahead. At least a smidgen. Obviously, we are not going to meet with the king where he is right now, but rather where he will be, where he ends up. Will I actually manage to deliver these stupid falses, though? Will I? Because it seems like I am pretty busy eradicating everything in the king's way, and he's on his way to, getting his hands on the final few castles. I believe that might be the final 2 of them? Fancy that. Look at this false, though. Look at this false. Clearly we have gone over the hump a while back. Clearly we are in the mop-up phase. What? How did they not slay all of the Grand Elves? How did that happen? Or rather, how did that not happen? Yeah, whatever. Do you have incredible stats? 3 and 1. No, you don't. Whatever. Maybe there were just so many of them. That's it. Down they go. More power to you. Spell power, that is. View towns yet again. Where are those towns again? Oh, that's right. There's one over here. Right there. There's one here. There's one over there. Gotta remember that one. Gotta remember that one. And there's one right here. Okay. So one directly southwest. Then this and that one. And then the one in the corner. That's about it. I should be able to keep this in mind for the briefest of bits. Even though there are obviously so many things that call upon my attention, I should be able to remember this for the briefest of moments, keep track of it, and then handle what needs to be handled. And even if I do not manage to keep that in mind... Have I actually moved everyone? Yeah. Even if I do not manage to keep that in mind, then so be it. It doesn't really matter. Because in the end... Wait, hold on. Those are essentially undelivered troops, aren't they? How did that happen? You, my friend, need to deliver some more falses. There we go. These guys. And... damn it. And those ones, and 13 of the pikemen. Oh, neatly done. Even if I don't remember that, I can just poke around. Eventually I'll find the right place and I'll get stuff done. It doesn't matter. Alright, so there's 4 castles left, including this one. Me. Look at the poor Cyclopses. Just 3 of them left. How sad. Oh, I see they're clumping up in desperation. Hard to blame them. They get lucky, so they slay all of them in a single attack. Into the moat you go. Get stuck. Into the moat you go. Into the moat you go. No counterattack, obviously. Down they go. Castle conquered. Navigation Green has been vanquished. That is indeed a major event. Well, all of Green's heroes have been dispatched. All of his castles have been conquered. All that remains is Orange, with its 3 castles. And hopefully, as I am busy getting the third to last one over here, somewhere around there, I guess. Yeah, over here. I think it's over here. Down this road, or up this road. I think I'll be able to receive some reinforcements for the king to deal with the final 2 castles. There's the town over here, recruited with several phoenixes, but of course, she's no match for the forces that I have accumulated over time. Mostly the tier 3 and 4 units that have not been slaughtered successfully quite yet. The situation is fairly straightforward. Here I have Lord Alberon. Sheltenberg has been conquered. What I need to do is take over a castle here, a castle there, and a castle to the bottom right, and I'm done with the mission. I also wanted to deliver reinforcements through these bone dragons. I should be able to get there eventually. Is there anything else I can possibly do? Is there any point in doing any of those things? I don't know. These are the reinforcements. I believe this guy's blocking. I mean, what is she supposed to do? Gather forces from the barbarian towns? That's really pointless. We're exploring here to the north. Fair enough. Here we have Rialdo. Flagging anything he can and commandeering our undead forces. Send a turn, see what happens. Oh, the sorceress flees. How thought-provoking, how incredible, how inspiring. Alright, so here we have Alberon with his forces. As mighty or puny as they may be considered. I don't think we necessarily want to go into the castle. I think we want to reach the next one as quickly as humanly possible. Conquer it. And proceed onwards with all the other ones. Could have hypothetically built something someplace. I don't know anymore. Is there even anything I want at this juncture? 8 more Cyclopses, mayhaps? I don't know. What am I gonna do with them? Deliver them as reinforcements? Not likely. So at this point it's just going to be resources stacking up and me wiping out anything that's not particularly remote. That's about it. Everything else is utterly perfunctory, I would say. It's not even bother. Here's the king. That's basically the only part that matters. There's no castle there. Before you may pass, the spirit guardian of this valley demands tribute. Whatever, spirit guardian. I need 10 gems. Come back when you can pay me. You suck. What an event. So irrelevant too. But fine, we can trade for 10 gems. Have it your way, little guardian. I can give you gems. It's not like I really need to level the king up desperately, but might as well. We're in the home stretch anyway. Alright, it's just these guys. And the turn, let the castle be conquered, whatever. Go for the king. Pick everything up. Visit the tree. Give it what it wants. And bam shazam, he's got expert navigation. He's at level 24. How lovely. Leaving the valley. What a nice trigger to program in. I guess it would have made more of an impression if it happened early on. Yes, and I guess early on it would be significantly more crippling. Why am I even recruiting these guys? I've exchanged them for something or another. I believe Cyclopses, of course. But here's Sarakin. With reinforcements he's gonna pretend to want to deliver. Here are the actual reinforcements. On Alamal. Here are the northern reaches that we can explore. Here are all mines aplenty that we have completely missed out on. Of course, these mines have become unflagged after Here's Gallivant with basically nothing. Might as well send him to visit the windmills. Why not? Waiting, corking, smashing. It's a new week, as if I cared. Well, is the remaining castle? Was supposed to be around here. Well, it's presumably over there, isn't it? Yes, presumably it is. Let's reveal this tiny bit of territory anyway. Could have gone there, I guess, to deliver reinforcements. Doesn't matter. Ta-dam! Let's head for the mines. Meanwhile, Rialdo over here is going to pick up what he can, reveal what he can. As I've mentioned, nothing really matters. It's horribly dispiriting. But then again, it is indeed the mop-up phase. So at the very least, it shouldn't last particularly long. Although that doesn't necessarily stand to reason. Just because it is the mop-up phase doesn't mean it will not stand long. Let's cast Berserk on the Phoenixes. How about that? Look at them go. No, seriously, look at them go. Excellent. Ah, you're stuck in the moat. How unfortunate. And of course they're making a lot of noise. But that's okay. Well, hold on. When they get attacked by phoenixes, well, that's going to be absolutely atrocious because they'll both get hit. Fine, let's blind the phoenixes if I can. I'll cast Berserk on them again. At least slow them down. No, let's blind the Phoenix. Okay, he doesn't have the mana. How about you slow the Phoenixes down? To the end of the turn they go. Never mind. Oh, and they didn't even elect to attack through here. Never mind. None of this matters. My forces are too mighty to fall to these puny attacks. Of course, you get stuck in the moat and you can't attack units when you get stuck in the moat. That is highly unfortunate, but it is the way it is. Well, getting rid of the towers. Getting rid of basically everything. Retaliation will kill them. No, retaliation did not kill them. Never mind. Paralysis. But not for long. Down they go. Slay the sprites. Down they go. Just a couple of elves now. Couldn't save themselves. We got the hero. We retook the castle. Yes, and we are on our merry way. Let's just skip the turn. Go for the king. Pick this up. Fine. Slay the horde of bone dragons. This is going to be a bit of a challenge. But then again, they're not bolstered by any sort of hero, so it's fine. We'll open the path up. We'll receive reinforcements, and then we will head onwards. Surely the king will not fall to these forces, will he? He's got incredible stats. He's gonna do fine. Then again, that is a mighty force of bone dragons he's facing. It is indeed a horde of them. I mean, I have a 27-inch monitor myself, and I can see this just fine. But a fair point nonetheless. You're not the first person to point this out to me, so I guess I might have to get with the program, at least eventually. But you see, there's a method to this madness in the end. The whole point of it was that I wanted to see as much of the map all at once as humanly possible, because then I can make sensible decisions about what's going on. If I lower the resolution, I'm just going to lower the amount of real estate I'm actually viewing all at once, which is going to deleteriously impact my gameplay, if I may say so myself. So it's quite a conundrum. I'm never sure how to actually resolve that. If only there was some way to just scale parts of it, so it would be more legible, while also showing me the same amount of stuff all at once. That would presumably be the optimal solution, but alas, I don't think that's possible whatsoever. With the original game, you can hardly see anything at once. You'd just have about this much of the screen available to you at a time, and that would be it. That's just not enough to strategically plan, because then you have to scroll around, desperately trying to establish what is well, or keep using the actual map screen. I don't mean this one, I mean the one that effectively boils down to this with everything exaggerated. But surely, if you have a bigger monitor and you're viewing this at the same resolution, we should be, unless of course the encoding is absolutely ruining the quality of text and such, then that might be a bit of an issue. Alright, castle acquired. There's only one over there and another one in the corner. And that's all of them. Alright, let's just go for them. Unfortunately, you cannot set your units, your heroes to patrol. Otherwise I would. It's mighty convenient, but alas, it's not available in this installment. Alright, there we go. There's Sandro over here defending the castle of Zanzibar. Let's go for this siege. Once again, an intractable issue with these games. I guess one could view this as the satisfying part, where you're just going around steamrolling everything. Since you have grown oh so powerful, and wasn't that the whole point? But then again, I would argue that it wasn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm too jaded at this stage. Maybe I've had my fill. Alright, let's go for the corner and finish this. It's presumably somewhere in the swamp. Ending the turn. Whatever's out there is just hiding. Citadel sulfur mine. Ooh, a tent, an aqua tent. Here's Gem. Fine, let's slay her. Last thing I need is to have to wait a week and then possibly have to fortify my silly castles just because some secondary heroes are out there roaming about freely and messing things up for me. Done. Losses were sustained, whatever. Ah, that's the castle, the final castle. Oh, right, we have to go through here. Oh, jolly. And yet, despite all of my efforts, there are still heroes roaming about. What was that? Oh, no, seriously, what was that orange hero? See, that is exactly the issue. Oh, there he is, fair enough. I'll have to fortify Sansobal, I guess. Max, and we're done. And I can't recruit any more heroes. I have hit the limit. Apparently you can have 8 of them in total, at a maximum. Which makes perfect logical sense. I guess if you can have 8 at a maximum, you should always have 8 eventually. Final castle. March home. Puny forces. Once I'm done with this, I guess I'll have to go after the final hero, but then I'll finally be done with this mission. For real and forever. Retaliation, kills the wolves. Can't even step into the moat, unfortunately. I got rid of the bow. And then I acquired the rangers yet again. Never mind. It doesn't matter. Anything of note over here? Anything whatsoever? Not really. Well, I could cast Earthquake under some circumstances, but I don't think that's going to prove to be necessary. Right, whatever. It's just that final hero. He might try to attack the final castle. Well, this castle. He might do a number of things. He's going to disappear in a week if he doesn't do much of anything. He'll probably try to go for the first castle that doesn't have an overwhelming abundance of forces within, which at this juncture is this particular castle. Well, let's spice things up by recruiting everything inside. In which case, obviously, he's going to go another way. The king will eventually catch up with him. Recruit everything over here. I don't know, get the red tower to be able to recruit some phoenixes as well. Oh, wait. All the slots are taken. Because obviously, 6 tiers of units, 5 slots in Heroes of Might and Magic 2. You know, I could crush him with my Necromancer hero, but I'm so close now. That's Rialdo over here, right. He's not going to make it. Well then, in that case, might as well recruit the forces available in this castle. Glorious. 9 bone dragons. And now he's going to veer off to the west. Alas, alas, that's not gonna save him. Right, this is it, the final confrontation. The moment we've all been waiting for. Underwhelming as ever. Now slay a couple of peasants, and we're done! Final hero for the final faction. Slain, orange player has been vanquished. The enemy is beaten, your side has triumphed.
I made a choice to remain loyal to Lord Elberon. And now my sister is being carted away in chains to be held in prison till death finds her. I have made peace with my decisions, but I sorely wish this conflict had not led to bloodshed.
That's incredibly banal. And that's the voyage home done, I guess.